All right, today we're going to talk about solving differential equations, but instead of using a slope field to get an idea of what the picture looks like, we're going to actually solve and find the parent function. Now remember, the differential equations today are going to have both an x and a y in it, which makes it difficult. We know what to do when it looks like this. You integrate x squared dx, and that gives you x cubed over 3 plus c. I don't know what to do for that problem. So here's the deal. You start out by separating your variables. I'm going to multiply both sides by y, so I get y dy, and I'm going to multiply by dx, and you get 2 dx. So you separated the variables. Same thing here. You want the n's on one side, so you got to divide by 1 over 1 minus n dn. Then you multiply by dz, and you get z squared dz. Z squared. All right, your turn. You divided by 3y, and you multiplied by dt. Be careful on that one. It's very easy to get 3y dy equals t squared dt. All right, so what are the steps you're going to follow? You're going to separate the variables. You're going to integrate both sides. You're going to apply the initial conditions. If given, and add c to the integration line. Then you're going to evaluate and solve for y. Check the solution contains the initial values. And then sometimes you have to have domain restrictions. Those are things like square roots, natural logs. All right, so here we go. You're going to multiply by y. So you get y dy equals 2 dx. Then you integrate both sides. Here you get y squared over 2 equals 2x plus c. You only need to add c to one side because remember it's a constant to tell you where it's located when you graph it. I'm going to multiply by 2. And again, you don't have to multiply the c because when we're done we want the whole value. Whether it's 2 times 4 or just 8, it doesn't matter. And now you take the square root. So I'm going to have plus or minus the square root of 4x plus c. And that's your answer. Okay, your turn. You get y dy, 2x dx, integrate y squared over 2 equals x squared plus c. You multiply by 2, you get 2x squared plus c. Again, you do not need to multiply the c by 2. And now you take the square root. Or you can leave the answer as y squared. If it's multiple choice, pick the one that they gave you. And that's all there is to it. Okay? So now let's do one with a initial condition. They tell us when x is 0, y is negative 2. Separate your variables, dy dy, y dy, x dx, integrate y squared over 2 equals x squared over 2 plus c. Stop here and solve for c. It's easier if you do it now than at the end. So we're going to plug in 0 for x, negative 2 for y. You get 4 over 2 equals 0 plus c. So c is equal to 2. And now you have y squared over 2 equals x squared over 2 plus 2. Now you multiply and you get an x squared plus 4. And you go ahead and take the square root. And the answer is y equals negative square root of x squared plus 4. It's y negative only. because the initial conditions, your y was negative. So you only need the negative answer. That's important. They'll ask you that on the AP exam. Okay? Solve by separating variables. They tell us when x is 1, y is 4. So here we go. 2y dy, 3x squared plus 1 dx. Integrate. You get y squared equals x cubed plus x plus c. Plug in your values. So you get 16 equals 1 plus c. So c is equal to 14. Y squared equals x cubed plus x plus 14. Take the square root. And this time, it's only the positive root because this is a positive 4. Check the answers when you're done. You are done. Okay, this one gets tricky. It says, here's your differential equation. dy dx equals 2y minus 4x. Find the value of b for which y equals 2x plus b is a solution. Okay, so they've already integrated and got this for an answer. They want to know what b is. Well, if I take the derivative of this, y prime, you get 2. Well, this represents y prime. So I now have 2 equals 2y minus 4x. Well, right here, they tell me that y is equal to 2x plus b, so I'm going to substitute that in. All right, and now you solve it, and you get 2 equals 4x plus 2b minus 4x. So 2 equals 2b, so b is equal to 1. This is a question they ask on the AP exam. Okay? Now, consider this differential equation. It's your turn. You can check your answers. All right? The last one, you can check this one too. Thing to keep up with, you have 4y squared dy equals x squared minus 8 dx. Pay attention to, is it a positive or negative root, or is it going to matter? All right, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, look at the PowerPoint. We have some videos posted, and come back next week. We're going to do separation of variables day 2, where they get a little bit more complicated.